Hello, friends. It's good to see you again. I'm Pastor Scott. I had a group of friends when I was in college, and one Friday night we had a brilliant idea. Well, Brian had a brilliant idea, and the rest of us agreed with him. Brian said, "Hey guys, why don't we go skydiving tomorrow morning?" And we were all like, yeah, that sounds awesome. But secretly, I was scared to death at the idea. I hate heights. And I'm not the best flyer in the first place, and now you're asking me to jump out of a moving plane. But I didn't want the others to think I was afraid, so I said I'd do it too. Saturday morning comes, and I was going to ride over with Brian to the airstrip, which was 5 miles or so from campus. The others were going to drive separate and should have been there real quick. Brian and I get there, and we check in, and then we wait for the others to arrive. And we wait, and we wait. And none of the others in the group showed up that day other than Brian and myself. Brian was still super excited to jump. I was quivering so badly the air around me was vibrating. But again, I was there. I didn't want to lose face in front of Brian, so up we went. Our jump was 3,000 feet and solo, which means we had a cord to auto-pull our ripcord for us to open the parachute. We weren't ready to handle it ourselves. We got up to the right height, and the pilot said, "Okay, you guys, are you ready?" And the assistant opened the side door. Brian went out first, and I could hear him yelling with excitement, even over the roar of the wind and the plane engine. And then it was my turn. And the assistant could see it in my eyes. He said, "You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but you've already paid." So not wanting to look scared in front of the stranger this time, I took a deep breath and I jumped. And then I prayed all the way down. I did it, I survived, and then I vowed I would never do it again, even if the plane was going down around me. Fast forward 20 some years, and my son decides that he's going to go skydiving with some buddies of his while he was in college. Thankfully, when I jumped, it was long before portable cameras being everywhere, but Chris, my son, had his whole jump recorded. Let me play a piece for you.
Hey, welcome to Skydiving Space Center. How are you today?
Good, how you doing?
Great. Tell us what we are about to do now.
About to get ready to load up into the plane and then go up to altitude, I guess. That's what they tell me.
How high are we going today?
We're 14,000 feet,
Do you know how fast we are going to fall?
120 miles an hour.
And the last time, the most important question. When are you going to pull that parachute and save your life?
6,000.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay, man, you got it right.
Did you see that smile on his face? And remember, his jump was almost 5 times higher than mine was. He loved the jump, and he's jumped several more times since. So what makes someone crave that adrenaline rush of something like jumping out of a plane, and the next person, in this case me or the rest of my college friends that day, be almost petrified with fear? It's not genetics, because Chris is about as close to me genetically as you can get. But there's an acid in our body that we have called gamma-aminobutyric acid, or gamma for short. If you have lots of gamma in your body, you need more adrenaline to feel things. Without the additional adrenaline, a person with high gamma levels is left feeling bored. A person with low gamma needs less adrenaline to feel the rush. They are more sensitive to the sensations, and a little bit for them goes a long way. So which is right? Well, both are. That's like someone being overly sensitive to spicy food or someone that eats hot sauce on everything. Neither one is better or worse than the other. Neither one can be viewed in terms of right or wrong. Both are just how God created them. One likes food so spicy it'll melt the fork, and the other likes their food no spicier than a glass of milk. Same with gamma. High gamma or low gamma, it doesn't matter. Neither is wrong or better than the other. Think back to my college friends that weekend so long ago. Brian was ready to go, ready to jump, and the rest of us were more reluctant. And because I didn't speak up, we left our friends behind. Yep, I did it, but for that outing, we weren't all together. We left some of the group behind. Brian should have slowed down, and I should have spoken up. Our experience that day wasn't as rich as it could have been because it wasn't filled with everybody together. Now think about the church. Some are always ready to rush in and always ready to go. These people are out front trying new ministries, trying new missions. They're excited for the rush of trying something new. And then there are others in the church who are more cautious and more reflective. These folks need more time to warm up to a ministry or a mission, and they may take a little more convincing before they're fully on board. Which one is wrong? Which one is better? Neither. Both are created exactly as God created them. But sometimes we mistake reflection and caution for fear. Just because someone needs a bit of time to consider an idea doesn't make them less faithful, and it doesn't mean they trust God any less. Similarly, sometimes we mistake an eagerness to begin with foolhardiness. Just because someone is ready to start that new ministry at the drop of a hat doesn't make them more faithful to God or foolish in their eagerness. We need both. We need people ready to go, and we need people ready to plan. We need the perspectives of both types of people in the church. Those that are willing to pray and plan, and those that are ready to serve and do. You might be a ministry adrenaline junkie, or you might be more cautious and reflective. Neither one is wrong. The only time it's wrong is when you don't listen to God and go your own way. Has God called the church into a new mission? Don't rush ahead of God until you're sure. And if you are sure, trust in God to see it through, even if the idea scares you a little bit. In all ways, acknowledge God, and she will direct your paths. Take a deep breath and jump. Or wait a second and let everyone else catch up. We need both perspectives in our church. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you again at extraordinaryconnection.org.